welcome to Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Oh my gosh, I have missed you guys so much. I want to thank you for viewing. Thank you for tuning in. I am JW Moore. I am your host for this morning. I'm going to take you on a journey because we have it all for you on Brunch. We have culture, we have money matters, we have life diaries. You're even going to hear something about, bird watching, National Geographic. It's such a mixture of entities this morning, and I don't want you guys to miss it. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and of course the Amplia Network. So we're going to start off with good stuff. You guys know by now what good stuff is, right? It's inspiring stories, it's uplifting stories, positive messages from men and women, or sons and daughters, or kings and queens who are doing wonderful things and impacting humanity and, of course, the world. So I'm going to take you first to the news day. This is really interesting. Tom Tom goes global. Tobago sweets in growing demand. Quite a wonderful column here. Mummy, you should sell this and become a millionaire. These were the words that led to Shanice Prince starting her own business. A registered nurse by profession, Prince, who lives in Signal Hill, Tobago, is the owner and founder of the family-run business Tom Tom's local confectionaries. She told Newsday it began with a chocolate fudge recipe that a family friend shared. So quite humble beginnings there, and it's turning into such an iconic business. So good morning to the wonderful people who have made this possible. All right, Miss Prince, good morning to you. And Tom Tom's, good morning to you. I take you next to The Guardian. Beverly Ramsey Moore, the boss of TNT's Steel Pan community. From the sleepy fishing village of Black Rock, Tobago, emerged a woman who became the base of the Steel Pan community in T&T. Beverly Ramsey Moore, the 17th president of Pan Tobago, and the first woman to be ever elected to that position, fills a room with her passion and, of course, her energy. She's a woman dedicated to the lifelong service of our national instrument, carved from the oil drums, an everlasting symbol of resourcefulness and creativity of the Trinbagonian people. Quite a lovely column there. You guys need to go read it. So that is in The Guardian today. Gearing for a digitized society, I'm talking to you about the Daily Express. And this column that we shared previously. So I'm just going to read just a bit of it for you. More than 100 pupils from Mayaro. Oh, bit of a tongue twister there. Forgive me, guys. Let me go again. More than 100 pupils from Mayaro and the surrounding communities have been prepared and digitized for the global market. All right. A Mayaro Resource Center held classes and courses over the July-August vacation period. This was sponsored for the second successive year by BP Trinidad and Tobago Limited and delivered by Education Solutions Specialists Limited. The theme of the course, Cracking the Code, Vacation Learning Experience, provided pupils with technical and practical understanding of science and technology. So you guys definitely want to have a look at that. Oh my gosh, the Daily Express, the Newsday, the Guardian, they are doing it live for you with these inspiring stories. Our sons and daughters who are doing beautiful things. We are going to take a break and we are going to be right back with Money Matters. This is our Friday episode. It is a beautiful Friday on the islands of Tobago, quite serene and just scenic It's just beautiful. It's so explosive. It's so hypnotizing. And you guys really need to go out and enjoy today. We're going to be right back with more Money Matters. See you guys soon with Brunch, a taste of Tobago.
Wait, I don't even have suit and thing for this wedding. Why getting them thing?
Well, look put my right over there.
Alright, thanks.
The Port Mall, where the varieties are large from your favorite stores, from restaurants to salons and from clothing stores to jewelry stores, located at Sanctus Hill, Scarborough, Tobago. Telephone number is 868-334-6589.
Wow. I didn't expect to see you here. Look good.
Thanks. It's all because of you and Port Mall. But here now, I'm going to tell you, you want to join me?
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright.
Beat the rush and come on down to the Port Mall.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at Standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, Standard. What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more. Standards have what you're searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beaten on quality and price. It not.
Also lovers, stand up.
Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. I am so honored. I'm so happy. I'm so privileged. I always make the comment of our sons and daughters doing beautiful things, and by extension, our young people being positive and impacting the world positively. Now, my first guest today speaks to a little bit of everything that I just said. She embodies positivity. I met her very briefly before coming on set, and it was just a ball of positive energy between us. And so I just needed to make mention of, the energy. When it's positive, you feel it even before the person says a word or makes an utterance. And I just wanted to let you guys know that. So my first guest today is none other than Sankofa James. And Sankofa is a life insurance agent, but she's more than that. She's pretty much an activist in the world of insurance. And, she's here to really talk to us about the Tatil initiative. I wanted to make sure I got my words in correctly. Yes. The Tatil initiative. But before that, we're just going to go a step back and just have a really nice conversation. So Sankofa, good morning and welcome to Brunch, a taste of Tobago.
Good morning, good morning. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me here this morning. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to my wonderful manager, Mr. Brendan Gray.
Yes,
good morning to the Tattle family. How are you all today?
We're good, and we're so thankful that you took the time to join us this morning, because I mean, we Money Matters is something, and for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, we usually don't like to delve in to money matters. A lot of us are still running away from very important conversations that we need to be having. And so a lot of families lose members, you know, and there is that whole backlash that follows because we are hesitant to have these conversations. So it's good that you're here. We're talking, before we get into the initiative, you know, just let's just converse, you and I. Let's have a conversation, you know, and just tell me a bit about your life in insurance. What made you want to be in this field of work, being a life insurance agent?
What made me want to be in this field? It is two-dimensional for me. One, the fact that I am able to really assist persons. I have this innate desire to really help, to really know that I can impact on persons' lives and by extension, the families of these persons' lives. And the second, and also first for me, is knowing that it gives me that flexibility and the ability to really be able to provide for my family to the extent that I would like to provide for my family. My personal family, my husband, my 2 boys, but by extension, my family, as in my parents, my siblings, help to lift them up. Those are my 2 main reasons for delving into this industry.
Yes. You know, and it's wonderful that you're speaking to me, and there's that passion. You know, it's not just about the job, and I absolutely get it. I absolutely love that about you. You see what I said, guys? I said the energy is so positive, and from listening to you, this is your first statement on the show, and it's buzzing, it's exciting, and I could tell that you really love what you do. So tell us about the Tattle Initiative. What exactly is the Tattle Initiative?
The Tattle Initiative. What Tattle right now is focusing on, it is bringing persons to the fore, right? This is part of the financial industry. It is not a part that I believe is advertised a lot. It's not a part that persons know a lot about. We grew up and we may see insurance agents. We may know that mommy and daddy has a policy. But a lot of persons don't know, how can I be a part of this industry? We know if you want to be a doctor, you know what you have to do. If you want to work in the hospital as a clerical officer, you know what is needed. But this industry, insurance, is like, yes, you know, it's persons who are helping you deal with your finances, but how to get in, really? How many of us really know how to get in this industry? It is one that we may look at, we may be interested in, but we don't know how. So we are here this morning to take away that unsurety about insurance.
Yes.
We are here this morning to take that away and make persons aware that it is an industry that is open and welcoming to persons who fill the criteria that we are looking for at Tattle.
Yes, definitely. And do you see persons gearing towards insurance and that field, that line of work? Do you see many young people? Let me say young people, because young people, this is for you. Do you see a higher level of youth getting involved in the insurance industry?
What will I say about that? A large number, no.
Yeah.
But is it because they are unwilling? I don't think it's because they are unwilling. I think it's because they really don't know. They don't know of the benefits. They don't know as to how it can impact persons' lives, how it can impact their own family. They don't know how they can use this said degree that they just came out of UWI studying in order to make this profession their profession, and they can make the best out of it. A lot of persons are coming out of the educational system, and hear what they're just coming out with a degree. a degree that is going to lead them into the public service, having a clerical job, trying to grow in rank just there, not really utilizing the skills that they will have learned through the said educational system. But here's it, insurance, being an agent, gives them that opportunity to use that skill, to use that information in order to impact person's life using the products that we have at Tattle to now be able to make a proper analysis with every client to say, here what, based on my analysis, because I have the knowledge of finance, I have the knowledge of insurance, and I merge them. For me, I have the knowledge of law, I have the knowledge of insurance, so merging the two makes you understand that, hey, this thing is really possible. You can do it, and there's no division between insurance and any other education, any other faculty you can be in. It has a part. From the moment you delve into finance in any form of fashion, business in any form of fashion, you know to yourself that you can incorporate it in insurance to make an impact and also to provide a proper future for yourself, for your family as well.
Definitely. And you said it so well in your splendor and your excitement, and a lot of persons are wondering, how rewarding is this? How, financially should I get into this line or this industry? How rewarding would it be for me? Because a lot of persons, the talk is about money and making money work for you, and it's a whole vibe, it's a whole buzz everywhere you go. Make your money work for you, make your money work for you, make your money work for you. The question arises yet again, how rewarding would you say it is to delve into the world of
industry? Is extremely rewarding. Now, yes, we are hearing make your money work for you. And making your money work for you is not just thinking about a get rich quick. I think that is how persons are watching at the make your money work for you thing. It all starts with a foundation, and the foundation is saving to invest for that money to actually make sense for you and work for you.
Definitely.
Bearing that in mind, how insurance, how being in this industry will assist that is here what? There is a limitless possibility when coming to the income that you can make. There is no fixed salary. Let us make that very clear. There is no fixed salary. You do not get a salary. You work via commission. Right? And commission may scare persons. They may think, what about if I don't bring in the sales? Then here what, I have nothing to make. But if it is you are self-motivated, if it is you are driven, it will not be about what if I don't make the sales. It will be about what do I need to do to ensure that I can make the sale in order to give me the reward that I am looking for.
Definitely. You answered so many questions in that one expression filled response that you just gave me. I told you guys, she's such a ball of energy. Oh my gosh, I love it. Because the question usually arises and everybody wants to know, how is this going to make money for me? So I think you just embodied and answered most of the questions that persons might have. What are some of the, what is the criteria academically, what is needed to get into? Just reiterate for our viewers what is needed to get into
the industry. We need our 5 CXC subjects. That I believe is across the board. Now that's 5 CXC subjects, but we focus more on, in addition to, but I believe more on the characteristical traits of that individual.
Right.
This needs to be a person that is self-motivated. It needs to be a person that really loves people and is willing to genuinely serve people. Because it's not just about making money. Yes, no matter what industry you are in, your aim is to make money in order to make sure that you can take care of yourself and your family. But our first goal here ought to be serving people. Next, you need to serve with integrity. It cannot be that your only aim is to make money. Because if your only and main aim is to make money, it means you will do anything in order to make that money. Even things where you have to be dishonest for persons to buy into something you are trying to sell them, right? So you need to have integrity in everything that you do when it comes to being a part of this industry. In addition to that, you need to be willing to learn. Because when you come into this industry, it is an industry that is alive. Things change on a daily. Laws change on a daily. The way things are handled changes on a daily. So you need to be open to learn. It doesn't mean that the company puts you through having to do a diploma. No, it's just short little courses along the way to make sure that you are always up to date to give the best information and recommendations to the person that sits before you.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, you know, one of the things that stands out for me is that there's so many opportunities. Every field of work now, there seems to be so many variables, various tangents, various junctures, you know, and so many ways in which you can make the career you choose work for you. And insurance is no different. Insurance is no different. So I just want to say thank you to Tatil. You guys are pioneers, you're trailblazers, and I just want to say thank you. You're very accomplished and able representative. Sankofa is here with us on the brunch set, and she is making you all proud. I told you about the energy. I told you about the buzz. I told you about the passion that she has for what she does, which brings me to my next question. What would you say is your favorite? Is there a favorite experience or, you know, something that stands out for you during your journey in insurance? Is there anything that stood out for you? Anyone that you met? Anything like that that you, just off the top of your head, that you could mention?
I met this guy once. He used to always come into the branch in order to make his payments. One thing that I know about him is that he never placed a beneficiary on his policy. And I will always remind him of it. You know, Mr. So you need to do this, because when it comes to finances, most persons don't see the need to really put things in place to protect their finances and to ensure that at the end of the day, if I'm to close my eyes today or tomorrow, that what I will have been working so hard for can be easily passed on to the next generation without they now having to find monies to access this wealth that that person will have been creating.
Definitely.
And I will have pressed with this gentleman for some time, and eventually he decided to put a beneficiary on his policy. And to many that may seem insignificant, but here why it is significant. Because after he placed that name as beneficiary on that policy, at this stage he realized he was ill. I wasn't sure what he was ill with, but he was ill. And after that was done, let's say that was done today, Friday, next week, Friday, like this time, he will have passed. Right?
Oh, wow.
And had he passed without putting that beneficiary on that policy, what will have had happen, his person, the person who he loved, his wife, whomsoever, they will have now have to go through the court system in order to administrate for that life insurance policy to get that fund. Same thing happens where persons have to administrate in order to get the land or to get the monies in the accounts. So I tell persons, take care and be mindful when you are planning your finances, when you are doing your money management. And being a representative of Tatil, those are some of the things that they try to teach us. Those are some of the things that my manager in training, he always stressed on. Individuals are not aware, so they don't know that they should. It is up to you to have the knowledge in order to guide them accordingly. That is why this profession is so important.
Yes, it's vital.
Right? It doesn't just end at selling a person's life insurance policy or annuity. It doesn't end there. It is about you being able to guide that person as to what to do next, who attorney to go to in order to get this done. And that is what Tattle does for us. They constantly train us, constantly make sure that we are in the know. So that is why today we are here in order to say here, we are extending that branch to persons to come into this industry.
Definitely.
Right? So the means for that to be done this morning, we are asking persons who may believe that they have the personality, they have that 5 CXC subjects, and they really want to make a difference. The person who may be in a current job and they want to make a change, but they don't know where to go. They may not be skilled to be an architect, but they may have the love and they have the qualifications, and all they need to do is come with that, knowing that we are going to do the necessary training, right? Do not be afraid. Persons always deviate from things when they believe that there is not something stable, there's not a fixed salary. But here coming out of COVID, we should have learned that fixed salary, having permanent written on a paper, is not security.
It's not. And I think the narrative should change a bit more rapidly, because if it's one thing the pandemic has taught us, is that you have to dig deep into other ventures. You have to find additional means of income, hone your skills if you have it, and let it work for you. And insurance is no different.
Exactly.
So we're calling persons to come in and join, be recruited, be open to the training, and you know what? We're going to take a break. We're going to be back with Sankofa, my lovely first guest. And Brunch, A Taste of Tobago, we really seek to inspire you, we educate you, and of course, we empower you. You don't want to miss the show. Trust me. We're going to be back after this. See you guys soon.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tattle, no stress.
Yes!
A Tattle motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tattle, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
Inner Health, number 13B Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival Fever. Book your passage and come on over.
back with Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. I absolutely love doing this show. The persons that I come into contact with, the persons that I have met, oh my gosh, you all are so different and special and wonderfully made. Your ideas, the way you talk, your rhythm, your countenance, it's so amazing. And of course, Sankofa is no different. We were talking during the break, and I was just reiterating the point that too many of us are still not where we need to be when it comes to managing our finances, when it comes to leaving a legacy for our families. I would have mentioned certain family members that died, and they just died with the money to bury them. There was nothing left for the wife and children, but luckily, and a blessing, that the wives were financially sound and financially stable. And so children got to go to college, children got to further their education, but I'm saying that should not be the narrative. It needs to change. Do you see it changing at a faster pace now, or do you think the change is a bit slow?
I think the change is still a bit slow.
Still slow.
But I believe that amongst the females, they are a lot more willing to take that leap and say, hey, well, I'm going to put something in place through the means of insurance to ensure that if something was to happen to me, that my family is secure, to ensure that here, well, they're sufficient to send that child to university, if that child so chooses to go to university.
Yes.
The men are the ones still on the fence. To some extent, it's almost as though they believe if they delve into having insurance, almost like if they believe that they will die or the wives will kill them or something of this sort. It's just very funny. But nevertheless, insurance is and will forever be the only means that anyone, the only means that is available to everyone to leave a legacy.
Yes.
Not the only way to leave a legacy, but the only means that everyone is capable of leaving a legacy, irregardless of their financial situation.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm hoping that you guys are listening. I'm hoping that something that is said during this interview resonates with each and every one of you. Many times in our society, and I have to go the personal route with this one, family members die and there is nothing to protect and care for the remaining relatives. And so I'm hoping that this conversation sparks some interest. It sparks some sort of discussion, some sort of dialogue, and hopefully we're moving in the right direction. So what would you say to the people watching? What would you say if you had to inspire us or leave a positive message? What would you say to our viewers today?
I will say to the ones who believe that they want to make that difference and they have that personality to become part of this industry, first and foremost, they can send their resumes to salescareers@tattle.co.tt. That is salescareers@tattle.co.tt. They can contact the Tattle number 235-5556, 235-5556, and ask to speak to someone in the sales department. In the Tobago space, anyone in the Tobago space that is really thinking that, here, well, I believe I can do this. I'm willing to take on the training, but I believe I can do this. They can also contact my manager, Mr. Brendan Gray, at 681-0754. That is 681-0754. Yes?
Right.
Outside of that, when it comes to the holistic speaking, when coming to wealth, when coming to family protection, when coming to finances, do not say if I didn't know. As what people say, coulda, shoulda, woulda, it never happened. You have the time now. You have oxygen going through your body. You have air in your lungs. You are alive. God bless you to see this new day. Do not take it for granted.
Yes.
You have the opportunity today in order to make a difference, to ensure that you can protect your family. If you are that husband, if you are that father, if you are that mother that is the sole breadwinner for your family, if you know that is the position you hold in your family and your children, your siblings, your parents, everybody's looking up to you, it means therefore you ought to put insurance in place that in the event that the unforeseen was to happen, those persons are not left wondering where that next meal is coming from. They are not wondering how that mortgage is going to be paid. They are not wondering how are we going to send that child to school, because there is sufficient in place through the vehicle of insurance to protect that family.
Yes.
Do not say, if I didn't know. Do not say, I have time. We all think we have time until we don't have time and we don't even know it.
Exactly.
Right? So let us stop procrastinating. Let us do what is necessary for the ones that we love, if nothing else.
And she said it so wonderfully, so beautifully. Let us do it for the ones we love. If nothing else, do it for the ones you love. And I want you guys to promise me that the conversation is going to change. And so we are going to be more open. We are going to be more willing to get into managing our finances in the way that we should be managing them. And Sankofa, I just want to thank you so much. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for the wealth of knowledge that you just bestowed on the brunch set today. And thank you to Tatil. Thank you for being pioneers and trailblazers. I have to say a hearty thank you to you this morning. And you know, I just want to say from our family to yours, I just want to say blessings to you. Success in whatever you endeavor to do.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on today. Thank you for this accepting Tatil to be represented here this morning. And this place is amazing.
Yes.
You all are doing a wonderful job. The energy here is so different, you know.
Thank you.
So continue doing what you guys are doing.
Thank you so
Blessed
much.
day.
Yes. And before we wrap, just a reminder of where persons can email their resumes. It's salescareers@tatil.co.tt. And of course, your manager, Mr. Brendan Gray, 681-0754.
Yes.
All right. And of course, the number for Tatil, 235-5556. I just wanted to make sure that I put that in there. All right. So we're going to see you in a little while. We're going to take a break. Before I do that, though, our trivia question. Let's have a look at our trivia question. And I want to see if you guys get it. I want to see, you know, I've been running and rambling with this question for like a week now. We're down to Friday. The Tobago Main Ridge Forest Reserve is the what rainforest in the Western Hemisphere? All right, so hopefully somebody gets it today. We are going to be right back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. See you guys soon.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
you flood ready? Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATL, where people are people.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATL, where people are people.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. It's a wonderful Friday morning. We are blessed and we are highly favored, and we are so thankful that we are here to enjoy it. You know, one of the things that I love about the show is the magnitude of variety. It's immense. You go from one sector to the next in the snap of a finger, in the blink of an eye. And, you know, my second guest, I am so privileged to have him here on set. You know, being involved in agriculture is a wonderful, beautiful thing, but bird watching, you know, and taking it to that level where you now have a museum dedicated to this craft, to this art, being involved in National Geographic narrations, and you know, it's a wonderful thing. Mr. Newton George joins us on the Brunch set. I told you I'm so happy, I'm so thankful. Thank you for giving us the time. You know, your experiences, this span is so large, it's so vast, you know, and it's wonderful to get to know you, the person, as well, and not just what you accomplished, but to get to know you. So I'm gonna, you need to take me back here. What was the first instance in bird watching, or where did it start for you? Let me start there.
Well, first let me say thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
And thanks again for, at least for the Tobago Update, to inviting me to this session. Well, it all started with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at a very young age, I've been growing up with my dad. My dad was the resident warden on Little Tobago.
Okay.
And he was all alone. And during the vacation holiday time and on weekends, the extended family, or my extended family, was going to stay with him because he was all alone. And he was an ardent birder. As a matter of fact, I think he was the only tour guide, birding tour guide in Speyside.
Right.
So when you go to Little Tobago, you stay at the building, and then my dad will take you out. And then as a kid, about 10 years old, I just watching him doing what he loved best. And I joined him. So it started there then with my dad when I was about 10 years old, going to Little Tobago, and there's where it started.
Yeah. And you know, I love the fact that you were able to really experience forestry hands-on. You worked at forestry department for a while. 23 years?
Well,
Could be about that.
Well, it's more than that.
It's more than that?
Yes, it's more than that. I started as a daily paid worker, getting $5.25 a day.
Wow, that's a long time.
That's a long, long time. This is where it started. And then from there, I move on being a custodian because my dad retired, and I got that job as a custodian.
Right.
And then during those years, I also applied to be a forest game warden. And I remember in 81, and I started out in 74 as a custodian. And in 81, I got a mail asking me if I'm still interested in the game warden's job. So in 81, I was employed as a game warden.
Right.
And in 86, I was given a scholarship to go to Trinidad to do wildlife conservation at the Eastern Caribbean Institute for Agriculture and Forestry. But before that, I was doing with my father's family, Little Tobago. I was always looking at birds. I just fell in love with birds as well. But the major attraction on Little Tobago at that time was the birds of paradise that was introduced from Papua New Guinea.
Yes.
So all birders were coming to Tobago to look specifically at that bird as well on Little Tobago. And then I started to assist my dad. So I just fell in love with birds, I remember at one time, I used to ignore him when he's telling me everything he see passing by, he'll tell me. I used to ignore him sometimes. But then I quickly realized how important it was. So I just fell in line and started looking at birds as well.
Yeah, and what was it like for you, the Eastern Caribbean Institute of Agriculture? What was that like?
Well, it was really good for me because it enhanced my knowledge. Because I did about 18 courses in 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, wildlife management, wildlife conservation, taxidermy, then geology, a lot of different courses, and everything was in 1 year. So when I get back from Trinidad, I continued to do some freelancing. But the freelancing was done with the Manawar Cottages at Charlottesville and the Blue Waters Inn Hotel. They were calling me for jobs and stuff like that. And so I started going and doing those jobs. And when you start doing those things, your name goes.
Yes.
Your name goes. And I remember my first website was done in 1997. I took 2 couples out to the rainforest, and they were so impressed with my birding ability. So when we get back, one of the guys asked me, do you have a website? I said, no. He said, I can do one for you when I get back home. So when they get back home, 2 days after they get back home, they called me, it's up and running. And there's where I had my first website.
Right. Yeah. And it's amazing because sometimes persons are just placed in your path. They're placed on your journey.
Correct.
Yeah, it sounds like this gentleman was placed there to really give you a voice.
Right. And then also in 2000, I was invited by the Blue Waters Inn to go to England at the birdwatching fair.
Right.
So I went to that fair in 2000, and I can safely say from 2000 to now, my last trip was in July last year, and that was my 30th trip to England. And in 2002, I was invited by a wildlife filmmaker. I was asked to be a part of a documentary on birds of Tobago, and that was done on Tobago.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm sure you have a copy of that documentary here.
We should.
You have it.
It should be here. Yeah. So this was the documentary, England. Was it the BBC? You had a documentary.
Yes. Well,
the
I
BBC?
did. I was featured in the National Geographic magazine. I think in 2000. I think it was 2018. I was featured on that magazine.
Wow.
But then I have also met some really important persons in England, you know. I'm not sure if you heard of Sir David Attenborough.
Oh yeah, he's like world-renowned wildlife narrator. You hear his voice in all of these documentaries.
Well, I met him in England at the bird fair. He also autographed a book for me as well. And as I tell you, that guy, I'm not sure, he's about 96 years now. And I'm not sure if BBC will get somebody to replicate the voice that he has.
Yeah, he just had a voice.
He will be greatly missed when he stopped that program. I've also met another guy you call Bill Oddie. He's a wildlife guy as well.
Okay.
I have met those guys in England as well.
And how does it feel? Because you worked at the forestry department for some time, you know, and protecting the wildlife, protecting the main ridge forest. What is that like? How does that feel? Do you feel a sense of pride, a sense of, you know, ownership that this is mine and I'm here to protect it? How does it feel?
Well, it is so important that we pay, I think, some more attention on protecting that forestry.
Yeah.
I remember as a game warden, I had a beautiful team of forest officers at that time.
Right.
And our main job was protection of wildlife. And the offenses are like hunting in the close season, hunting without a state game license, and hunting protected animals. So we were really mainly interested in doing school programs with kids, making the kids aware how important wildlife and forestry is. So we did a lot of work in that regards as well.
So you did, I'm thinking, everything possible, any and everything possible in that regard, because I heard about you being a tour guide for a while. Do you still?
Well, yeah, I still.
Dabble?
That's my main job now.
That's your bread and butter.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I took early retirement from the forestry department in 2004 because I saw where my name was talked about in the field of guiding and stuff like that. And so you said a while ago I worked in the forestry department for something years, but I worked for 30 years before I was appointed to the job.
Right.
And as soon as I was appointed to the job, I left about a week after. As soon as I got my appointment, I left about a week after because I saw where what I was doing was growing. And I left with no regrets because I've traveled very, very extensively. As a matter of fact, in this world, there's approximately just over 10,000 birds. And I have seen about a quarter of those birds. I've seen over 3,000 of those birds because I've birded extensively a lot of different countries as well. You know?
And you know, you said extensively because the number of places that you would have visited, just, you know, documenting and being able to be up close with, you know, the bird life. You know, it's so, I'm talking about it and it's so exciting. It seems like, you know, this is like the ultimate job for someone as passionate as yourself.
Yeah, that's correct. And there are very few really good bird watching tour guides on this island here.
Yeah.
Believe me, there are very few. I will say about half a dozen or so. But if I can give you a little synopsis of some of the places I've been.
Yeah, we would love that.
Right. So I have been in South America, I've been to Colombia, I've been to Venezuela, I've been to Guyana, I've been to, did I call Brazil?
No, you're not calling
I've
Brazil.
called Brazil as well. Central America, I've been to Panama. I've been to Panama 3 times. I've been to Costa Rica as well. I've been to Mexico. I've been to North America. I've been to Texas. I've been to Ohio. I've been to Philadelphia. I've been to the Everglades.
Yeah.
I've been to Newfoundland. I was invited to Newfoundland to do a talk at the Memorial University on the outstanding features of Tobago's rainforest. That was my topic. I've been to India. I've been to Africa as well. So I've really moved around there. And I've been to most of the Caribbean islands. I've bird watching in Jamaica as well. Yeah.
So that is like, I don't know, it just seems you are being very humble and very, nonchalant, but it's like so exciting. It's something that it's the ultimate fulfillment because you're doing what you love to do.
Well, bird watching is a really exciting thing, and I really encourage people to get involved in bird watching because it's so not just for the commercial part of it, but just for the love. It's such a beautiful thing. When you see, now I see certain birds every day, but when I see them in different position, different light, you must say it's a bird watching word you use. Wow.
Yes, just wow.
Yes,
That's
wow.
it. Yeah. That is it. You can't even say anything else. Wow expresses that.
Among the birding fraternity, you can see I'm well known. I'm well known, especially in England. I'm well known in England.
Yeah.
Well known.
I love the fact that you get to really enjoy what you do. I mean, there are so many of us who are in jobs that we don't love.
Yeah, that's true.
And the ultimate fulfillment comes from being able to do something that you love, because then you have the passion for it.
Yeah,
you have the love, and you want to do more, you want to do better, you want to go further. I mean, traveling, your passport, all those stamps, traveling and really getting into what you love to do, bird watching.
Look, I did not mention Canada, but over the past 6 years or so, I've been going to the Canadian Bird Fair every year for the past 6, except for the past 2 years when we have the coronavirus, COVID. Apart from those two, I've been there for quite a lot. Up to a few months ago, I was in Canada as well.
Yeah. So that sounds interesting. I'm thinking an array of colors and sizes of birds, probably large birds, small birds, birds in between. Sounds amazing. Tell us about your museum.
No, well, I have not really a museum. I have hummingbird feeders at home, really.
Right. Yeah.
And during presently, I do have to buy about a bale of sugar per week because I have so many hummingbirds, and I have to fill those bottles twice a day. So on this island, there are 6 species of hummingbirds, and you can see all 6 presently on my feeders as well.
Right. Oh, so it's like a gallery.
Yes,
it's like a hummingbird gallery.
Hummingbird gallery.
Yeah, I used the wrong word. I said museum. I used the wrong word, guys. It's a gallery.
Yeah. And I will offer people come by me to watch hummingbirds. My wife will offer them a cup of tea or or a cup of glass of juice or something like that. Which is on the house really.
Yeah. So you know what? We're gonna continue this wonderful conversation, but for now, guys, we're gonna take a break and we're gonna be right back with more brunch, a taste of Tobago.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bon Accord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Tobago Glass Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Back with Brunch, guys. Oh my gosh, thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying with us. It is so wonderful to have you. You know, and on the break, we were talking, my Uncle Newton and I, having a conversation here. And, you know, it's not only the BBC Trials of Life feature. There was more that you did in terms of BBC programming. Yeah.
Well, I've also featured that. The only first thing we spoke about was the National Geographic magazine that I featured in. But I've also featured on BBC on a BBC program as well.
Right.
Now, for those of you who have been to Little Tobago and you have gone to that beautiful site on Little Tobago, there is where part of this documentary by David Attenborough, The Trials of Life.
Right.
I think that was one of his earlier documentary. Part of it was done at that site.
Mm-hmm.
It was done with the magnificent frigate birds attacking the red-billed tropic birds.
Mm-hmm.
Because you will see the magnificent frigate birds flying about. However, it's a seabird, but cannot get its wings wet in salt water.
Right.
If their wings are wet in salt water, they cannot fly. So to get food, they take advantage from a bird you call the red-billed tropic bird. They attack that bird, hold him on its tail and shake him, and he regurgitates his food.
Right.
And the tropic bird, the frigate bird, catches the food before it goes down onto the ground. But the site in which that was done was also, that was my legacy on Little Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
I established that viewpoint as well.
Yeah. You know, you're just a trailblazer, you know. You're just a pioneer. And I love your humility. You are sitting here so humble, you know, and so very thankful that you have been able to, you know, have these experiences, you know, doing what you love and meeting so many wonderful people. You know, I remember you were telling me about your trip to India and
well, I was
being known and not knowing that you were known.
Correct. I was on a beach in India. I was looking for a specific bird on the beach, and there were people pulling the seine and stuff like that, you know, on the beach. And I saw a group of people standing on the beach who I suspect were foreigners. But so I just gone doing my own thing on the beach, and I saw one of the guys just leave from the group and came straight to me and asked me, "Are you Newton George?"
Yeah.
And I tell you, I was blown away. I was really blown away.
Yeah, because India,
with
somebody come up to you and say that,
I was blown away with that experience.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that is really vital, well, to me, I think to our development as human beings, is really getting ourselves out of our comfort zones, out of our countries, and being able to explore other cultures, you know, the way they do things, their lifestyle, flora, fauna, food, you know.
But I think one of the things that is missing on this island here is the way we don't sell our stories, I don't think, in the right way. I think some of the guides need a little more there need to be a little more education. They need to pay some more attention in what goes on in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And they tend to, I think they tend to read much more than they do. Because when you go out, the kind of questions that people will ask you, it's not only about birds, they also ask you about your country.
Yes.
And then you cannot be in a position to say every time, I don't know, and I don't know, and I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pay some attention in that regards as well.
Yeah, I agree with that because you have to think of yourself as an ambassador first.
Correct. A teacher ambassador.
Yeah, I agree so much with that. And, there's so many islands that, even smaller.
Yeah.
And they're right there with knowledge of their place. They're right there with what makes them unique. And I really agree with what you just said. But what would you say to our viewers if you had to say something, a positive message? What would you say to our viewers today, Uncle Newton?
Well, I would say to our viewers today that you should see a tour guide. Me as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you should pay some more attention in getting some more information from us tour guides concerning your birds on Tobago.
Yes.
Because you want to know about Tobago, you want to know about your birds in Tobago, you want to sell Tobago, and you should be selling Tobago in a positive way.
Yeah.
So I leave that type of message with you, and I'm always at your service. You feel free to call me anytime if you see something that you don't know and you want to know.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go out. Now I'll tell you, if I'm taking school kids out, it's a free trip because I want the kids to be aware, to know what's taking place on the island.
Yeah,
and I think the Tobago, we could do some more in selling Tobago. Tobago is a bird's paradise. It's a bird's paradise. We have so many birds here. We are ranked about 5th per capita with birds in the world.
I did not know that. I am learning that today.
Yeah, we are ranked very high, very high. We are a small island and we have approximately 266 species thereabout. So we should be selling Tobago in a much more positive way. People love Tobago. They love the friendliness. They love the camaraderie. They love the way we deal with them.
Yeah, they love
the food,
our rhythm.
Everything they love. So we should do some more in that regards.
I agree.
Okay.
Do you think the narrative is moving towards more conversations?
Yes.
It
Yes. More conversation and spend more money in promoting the island as well.
Marketing.
Correct. I don't think we have been marketing. Marketing is very important because sometimes you go out and people don't know Tobago. They might be hearing about Tobago for the first time.
Yeah.
So we should do some more in that regards as well.
Yeah. One of the things that I wanted to really touch on, you've been to so many places, you've experienced so many cultures, and in all of it, throughout all of it, what seemed to be most important to you was generating awareness on your island, generating, knowledge of where you come from. And that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. Hence the fact that I used the word ambassador just now, because it became so much a part of you. And I could tell that just by speaking with you, that it was just as important to learn about everybody else's culture and their life, wildlife, and their birds and everything. But it was also very much important for you to really stamp that Tobago stamp out there. Did you feel that is what you were doing at that point in time?
No, I always feel so because I'll tell you, whenever I travel, wherever I go, like on a birding expedition, I really don't get any rest,
Yeah.
Somebody always are there. Somebody always want to see me. Somebody always want to talk to me.
Yeah.
So I have to be there all the time. And I feel that sense of togetherness and what I'm doing, it's impact on people and stuff like that,
Yeah. So if we needed to reach you, a telephone number, a social tag if you have it.
Well, you can reach me on my phone number 754-7881. My email address is newton@newtongeorge.com. And my website is newtongeorge.com.
All right. So
my email is newton@newtongeorge.com.
Yes.
Yeah, and my website is newtongeorge.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys heard it. For those of you wanting to reach out to Mr. Newton George, hey, sky's the limit. Vast knowledge of birds. It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
So you're getting education, you're getting enjoyment, you're getting fulfillment. It's a lot. And you never rest. When do you find time to sleep?
I do find some time, but I tell you, I worked very hard at the earlier part of this year. And now this is a slow period, so I'm taking some rest.
Right,
you know?
Yeah. Because rest is important.
Very important, very important.
The birds have their thing to do, but we also have to take care of ourselves,
Correct.
So I'm so thankful. Thank you for coming. You know, I had a wonderful time with you. I love your humility. It's so, hypnotic. Because you've done so much. You've been to so many places. You know, you're a trailblazer, a pioneer.
Correct.
And you're just so humble. You came in, you sat down, and you're humble as ever. So I want to thank you so much for that.
And let me say thanks for having me as well.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to take a break. But before we do that, I have to mention our trivia question again. And Uncle Newton, do not answer this question. This is for the viewers. I know that you know this off the top of your head.
Correct.
So we're going to take in our trivia question once again. The Tobago Mainridge Forest Reserve is the what rainforest in the Western Hemisphere? And he's shaking his head because he knows it, but this question is not for him. We'll be right back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. See you guys soon.
I think that.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Do more, live more.
Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tattle, where people are people. You know what I mean.
But this place so boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes?
Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
Back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. And guys, I would have indicated that this show is like a one-stop show. It's so much. There's culture, there's art, there's agriculture, you name it. Money Matters that just went before. Thank you so much, Sankofa, for coming in today. Thank you so much, Uncle Newton, for sitting with me and talking with me. And now we are at our Culture Corner. Now, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, our Culture Corner seeks to really highlight our creatives in our Tobago space, our Trinidad space, our Caribbean space, and you know what? Of course, the world. And we just want to thank you so much for coming and being a part of what we're doing. Now, my next guest, you know, is not just, I cannot describe him in one sphere, because he's a recording artist, he's an activist, he's a composer, he's a writer. He always champions the cause of the Tobago man and woman. And you know, it's such a privilege having him on the Brunch set today. So let's take the time to welcome Mr. Masimba George, but you guys know him as Simba Lion.
Tobago!
Hey. How are you?
I'm very good for the moment.
Oh my gosh,
very
thank you so much for coming.
No problem.
Yeah?
No problem. Tobago Updates is family. As I said, Tobago Updates is Tobago information.
Yes, definitely. So tell me, Simba, take me back and tell me where it all started for you. Did you always sing, write, compose? Where did it start for you? Let me start there.
All right. So I had to carry you back from my school days, right? The music influence also came about first because I always like singing, like for example, when you hear some songs playing on the radio, me, I always was one when I was younger, I could sing them word for word, you know? So I always liked singing, first of all, but I really was a football player.
Okay.
Right? I played for coaching school, I went to Roxborough Sec, got a football scholarship from coaching school while I was playing in Compre, sixth form, which I also did as well. And then I got a scholarship to go to America, the University of Mobile to be exact, in Alabama.
Right.
So I was out there playing football. Then after a while, some other friends at the time also was into music. So, you know, when we hang out Friday night, all of we linemen, before you know it, they will turn to their music thing, but they were also footballers, you know. And then from that, I left and I went to a different state in New Mexico. There, the schooling there was a little different. It was not like, for example, before I was on campus in the university. When I went to New Mexico, I was actually living home that I was renting elsewhere and going to school like every day or when I have class, you know.
Yeah.
So the situation was different. I started work. I met some friends on the outside who also was into music. And me, I slowly started to practice my thing first. It wasn't really like strictly soca. At the time, they were doing hip hop. And I was also trying to freestyle with them. Never really sung anything to say, do anything serious at the time.
Yeah, it just happened to do it well, but you didn't take
and I didn't take it seriously, you know?
Yeah.
Then I ended up got the opportunity to play football in Switzerland from America. So I left America, went to Switzerland, and over there is where I started to go more into the trying to sing because my football schedule was over. It was more set in a way that I had time on my hands. So when I go to the club sometime, I feel the rhythm. Sometimes I listen to music while I'm in the party and I'm not listening to the words. I'm trying to formulate songs in my head while the song playing. But I'm listening to the rhythm. I say, but you're really this in here. Then I went to a studio first and I recorded my first track. I sent it back home to friends of mine. And this is about, I'm talking about 12, 13, 14 years ago, you know. And since then, I've been slowly doing I started with the hip hop kind of style, R&B. I do some little dance, I tried some reggae. And within the time, I eventually had some other artists in Switzerland who started to follow me. Not the Facebook follow and this follow. I mean literally follow me where I go, and if I try to do a party they want to be a part of, till I form a group called the Connection Family.
Right.
That was in Switzerland. And we used to do a lot of shows and put we own artists on, even myself too.
Yeah.
I would be in the background doing the shows, organizing. Also, I also head in the flyer. And one of my DJ is also a part of the show. But this is what I was doing in trying to get we out there as a team.
Yeah.
Then eventually time passed and I moved back home. And I've been, first of all, I said, let me try this soca thing. And a couple of years I did about 5, 6 soca, pop, pop, pop. But my style wasn't fully there because, you know, it was normally reggae dancehall I used to do first. So then within the time, I started to go through it, and I had a couple opportunities in Tobago to perform and perfect the craft soca-wise. But I could say my music journey is not just soca. I kind of develop a style, I would say. I could do dancehall, I could do reggae, I could do soca, I could fit any audience.
But that is true. Your versatility is unmatched, and you know why, right? That's the Tobago in us. That's the rhythm in us, because we have it. You know, we have a rhythm to us that nobody else has. We walk with the rhythm, we talk with the rhythm, the way we express ourselves.
Yes, true.
And when it's a Tobago son or daughter, you know it. There's a stamp. We stamp it. Yeah?
Yes.
But what was it like for you traveling in your earlier days? Did you experience any type of culture shock or anything like that? In terms of your colleagues, how did they receive you being from other countries?
Well, in the both cases, like when I was in America, around who I was around in the school, there was about 3 other guys who was from Trinidad, actually. All of them was playing in the same team in the university together.
Right.
And the other fellas, then we was always like, I wouldn't say strange, but we wasn't the maximum set of people you would see in the place. You would see 2 of us. So people was always drawn to us.
Yes.
And even then I leave America and I went to Switzerland, I was the only person from Switzerland that I know at the time in my city. But my city is almost big like Tobago. So picture I is the only person from Tobago in Tobago.
Yeah.
You understand?
Wow.
So that what was the situation in Switzerland. Then you have other cities that had 1, 2 other Trinidad guys, Tobago guys that I met eventually. But people always seem to be drawn to we because we always seem different. The Africans on a whole, I had a lot of experience with them.
Yeah.
Like from Gambia, Nigerians, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry. They're different. The culture-wise, they bring the culture to Switzerland. So who I was hanging around mostly was these people because they speak English. We could talk to each other. For me, it took me about 1.5 years before I learned the German, because I speak German as well.
Okay.
So I was to learn that out there. But before, with these fellas, we was, you know, I would sit down with them, big plate of food, and they eat with their hands. And I telling them, bring a spoon for me. They say, no, Simba, you're teaching charge.
Yeah.
And the food hot. But I tried a couple of times and I watched them. I said, boy, give me my spoon.
Yeah.
But you know, I see plenty different culture.
Yeah.
And the Swiss culture in particular, they're very different type of people. They're very timely. If they say come at 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock. If they're not going to be there, they will tell you, I'm not going to be there at 5, I'll be there at 5:30. And this is also something that I kind of adopt over my time.
Yeah.
You know, and I brought it back home. Like, you know, long time they used to bring back spice from different islands.
Yeah.
I bring back that and I adapt it.
That time.
And I'm very timely. But yeah, on a whole, I enjoy my experience. Europe, America, on a whole.
Yeah. So coming back to Tobago, what were your thoughts? What were your feelings? Because you're getting involved in music again, but you're in your homeland, adapting because you went to these larger countries, and the way they do things is different. How did you feel coming back?
Well, if I had to really go in the depth of it, I will put the situation out there for me in particular. Now, as you say, I've been in the larger countries, and I would say doing larger stuff, meaning with larger artists, which we also had, we was once bringing them, right? So we had direct contact. For example, Spice. I brought Spice in Switzerland, had the opportunity to sing with her and all of that. And I personally tell myself, felt like, all right, Sim, you put in your work, now you come back home. Now it should be a smooth transition into getting booked over here. People already know you because they've been seeing me on social media for a while.
Right.
But when I came, I was to find it was not so. I had was to start from scratch. It was more a who know you, and you had to think for me first for free. It depends who act we have bringing, if we go layacha. And honestly, I felt because, you know, I believe that I put in my work elsewhere and I was received good elsewhere. So now I come back home with the passion to spread it home. And I wasn't getting the opportunity even from, it hurt me in the beginning. It hurt me in the beginning, you know.
It's a tough pill to swallow. And the reason I asked you that is because there are so many stories like yours. And, you know, persons, our sons and our daughters go out there and they do wonderful things, impact the world, you know, in every way, shape, and form. And when they come back to their country or their homeland, their story is always the same. The appreciation is not there, the respect is not there, you know, and it's something that seems to be ongoing. It's an ongoing conversation that we keep having about the same topic.
And you know, for example, right, because I had the opportunity to go elsewhere and see how other people are, I could understand this and I could talk about this. For example, in Switzerland, right? If your friend is having an art show, he will invite his friends. His friends, now he come home, they bring them home, and on his wall is all different arts that he drew for them to purchase or do whatever. You know, these friends who come, they will actually pay whatever he say he want for these arts, right? Now the difference is with we over here, when your friend having a birthday, you think about you gain, you not think about you giving. And it's a mentality. Sometimes people just talk about crab in a barrel mentality. And it's like, from the time I realize this one excelling or this one at a point where he's higher above, we don't even have to be competing for the same line of work. Just the fact that I am more stable in my life than you will not help me. Even if you could help me to go further up, you would tell yourself you're not helping me. And I see it happen in all wrong in Tobago. And Tobago people, I'm not trying to come down on your throat. I'm not trying to say who to like and who to support. But let me look at other countries and learn from them. You have bigger countries than we that do things and we should learn from them. Don't just take their fashion culture. You understand? Learn from them how they treat their people. Look, let me just say this, right? There is plenty of radio stations all over the world. Anywhere you go in the world, say you go Japan, you're going to hear Japan hip-hop, Japan soca if they need to, Japan dancehall. You go England, you're going to hear the English artists. You go America, you're going to hear the American artists. They play their people first, no matter what type of genre music they're doing. That is one example of how other countries treat their own as first compared to everybody else. But we don't see that. Somehow in Tobago, Trinidad, on the other hand, now Trinidad understand how that works. They understand, they support. So when a Trinidad artist bust today and he send a video in Arima, before you know it, all the youths in Arima, they're glad that somebody from Arima have a video. They go and share it to all their school friends. Before you know it, the school friends glad to be the first one to have it, them go and share it further. In less than a day, 300,000 views for the Trinidad artists.
Yeah.
Tobago, they find I know you, so I study about you thing. And it's a mentality we have to break.
Yes.
Tobago people, we have to break that mentality and put with people first. No matter what they're doing, you just support.
Yes.
Do they support your Tobagonians? This is all I feel, you know?
Yeah. And on that note, guys, we're going to take a break. And we're going to be right back with more Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. We're going to be talking with my brother, Simba Lion is here. And we're so happy to have you. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, A Taste of Tobago.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Wait, I don't even have suit and thing for this wedding. Why getting them thing?
Well, put my right over there.
Alright, thanks.
The Port Mall, where the varieties are large from your favorite stores, from restaurants to salons and from clothing stores to jewelry stores, located at Sanctus Hill, Scarborough, Tobago. Telephone number is 868-334-6589.
Wow. I didn't expect to see you here. Look good.
Thanks. It's all because of you and Portmore. But here now, I'm going to have with you. You want to join me?
Yeah, that's okay.
All right.
Beat the rush and come on down to the Port Mall.
So your car break down
Oh, no, not again.
and you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance that's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero, champion, fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
And we are back with my brother, Simba Lion, Black Loyalty, that wonderful video that was just showcased. You know, and that is the reason I love doing this show. You get to meet and have these really important conversations that need to be had. You know, before the break, we were talking about the appreciation that just is not there when it comes to our local talent. Yeah. And coming back into the fold you know, you experienced some culture shock yourself because you were willing to really get in and get things done, and you realize that this was not the case. Yeah?
Yeah.
But what inspires you, Simba? What inspires you when you write? How does the lyric come? It comes with a beat and a melody. How does it come to you?
Right. Well, my experience, like it have writers who would actually write a song and then look for a rhythm to fit the song. There is some artists who could hear a rhythm and they could have one song and put 10 different rhythms behind that same one song. Now with me in particular, I have to hear the rhythm first. So when I hear the rhythm and I like the rhythm, all of a sudden it's like I'd be searching for a melody. Now the chorus is the heartbeat of the song. So in the creation form, I think about the heartbeat first. So once I get the heartbeat, then I start to work with the body of the song, you know, intro, the verse. So it's kind of a scene with me with the rhythm, then I hum, and all of a sudden I'm looking for my pen and paper, and I'm starting to write from there.
Yeah.
And the process is always be the same.
Yeah.
Always.
But where does your inspiration come from?
Well, I would say, for example, so if the beat tell me like is a woman song, girl song doing, or what going with, then sometimes I even throw back my head because, as I say, I experience a lot in my lifetime.
Yes.
You know? So then for me, it's almost easy to pull back and think about a situation to even match what I have as a topic in front of me.
Right.
And sometimes I do that, and sometimes because of what I start in front of me, the first two lines, then I go more creative and just try to build based on that. So there's that kind of style as well too.
Yeah. But you know, your passion, because that's what I get from you. You love your culture. You're very passionate about it. You're willing to stand up for what is right. And I absolutely love that about you, because there have been so many discussions about the fact that we don't market our artists well, you know, or the radio stations don't play the music, you know, and you've always constantly been that voice. Yeah. I mean, somebody has to do it. Somebody has to stand up and say, okay, listen, enough is enough. We need to love our own. Basically. You know, I think about so many instances where sometimes we are overshadowed or overlooked. Is that something that you experienced to a very high degree? I know you had the culture shock coming back, but in terms of being overlooked, is that something that you experienced at a higher level?
Yes, and I also have an opinion on it. And as you say, it's been happening for years. And it's almost like, so if we accept outside as number one, then we always become second to number one. And for me, I realize in the Tobago space, they've been accepting outside, whether it's Trinidad, whether it's Jamaican artists, whether it's foreign artists. So I really definitely felt that from early. And I was thinking, well, why is this? Why they always, you know? And I know I put in my work. I put in work with the team. I put in work for Tobago.
Yes.
In terms of, even over the COVID, the amount of things we've been risking and doing just to keep a constant, to say, well, we fans out there, don't feel because of COVID. We were shooting videos in COVID with masks on because we was outside in groups and we had was to wear a mask. Remember what the COVID? All this is things that we was doing trying to promote the music. So it's not like, for me, I definitely say, it's not like somebody, they know you're here. They know you're there. But why they seem to not giving me that opportunity or having my phone ringing sometimes. And to be honest with myself, I was trying to figure out, as I say, is it because sometimes you're too straightforward and you shoot? My wife say I shoot at the hip, meaning I very direct. Something bother me, I will go direct and say to whoever in charge of it, I will tell them they're messing up.
Yes.
And maybe my words might always be the easiest, you know? And I know because of that, it is possible that I've been, by the time a name come up, so for whoever I offended, do the right things, give the lion the chance. I'm here to represent you.
Yeah, I absolutely love the fact. I love when there are persons who are just willing to really stand up and really just say the things that need to be said, you know, and let the ears hear what is being said.
Yeah.
What would you say to our viewers? If you had to send a positive message, what would you say to them today?
Well, I'd say to the whole of Tobago, just remember self, you know, remember self. And self come from those who are around you, right? Now, everybody around you as it spread, that will be the whole of Tobago, right? So we have to start to take care of self. So everybody, it's not just about you alone. Yourself become what's in your space. Who you meet with, your neighbor, your friend, your co-worker. Let me start to take care of our own people. Let me start to see we people up front in the world, you know. Let me compete against the other islands in the Caribbean on pan basis, soccer basis, football basis, netball basis. You don't matter what. Contracts, you don't matter what. Consider Tobago first. I just believe if I was living in Trinidad as a Trinidadian, the conversation we would be having now was me saying, consider Trinidad first, but maybe not, because Trinidad for me, they kind of have it going on right. They consider the people, they try very well at it. I'm not talking about crime, I'm not talking about politics, I'm just talking about my personal experience.
Yes, definitely.
Trini people and what I see how they, I love it, you know, don't get me wrong, but from what I see from the Tobago, we have space for improvement, space for loving each other and accepting what he do. And he's a painter, you know he's a painter, you're building your house, get your friend the work. Even though if it mean buying a little nipper punching and buying some food and still gaining my money small, some of them prefer just to pay somebody straight and don't do all these extra things. Love your neighbor, support your friend.
Yeah.
This is my thing, you know.
Yeah,
That's my thing. Support your own.
You said so well. You said so well. Love your neighbor, love your friend, and it's a basic concept, but it seems so hard to do.
Seems so hard to do. Seems so hard to do. The competition, the life have people competing, and you see, once you're competing, that breed envy. And if I could trip you, if there's a race going on and I could trip you so I could go ahead of you, that is the life we live in. So plenty of people on that kind of, they want to help, they try to hold back this one. Forget that. Don't try to compete. You know, don't compete, don't compare. Just exist. Just exist. Do your best. Sometimes your best might be even helping people. And because you help people, somebody else along the way is going to help you to have nothing to do with this help you did over here. So let's do the right thing. I just saying, it has hurt me sometimes to see that we as a country, we're not fully for each other. You know? Look, I'm going to talk something. This is the only political thing I'm going to talk, you know? We had an election recently. There was a separation. Mr. Watson Duke, PDP, this new party. Now, I confuse. I do not know who to support because my thing is the betterment at Tobago I-4. So I am not going to grudge you, even though if your move wasn't too right for me.
Right.
But I am going to watch the big picture. My big picture is having Tobago move forward. And whoever doing that the best, you're going to have my support. And I cannot just be an artist. I could say something differently though. Simba Lion, as a person, music is not only the thing I do.
Yeah.
I don't survive by music currently, right? I run a guest house, poolside apartments with my wife, and this is my bread, right? So I'm saying I could totally sit back and give up and say, you know what? It's not like I'm looking for a bread, but I know my talent, I know my worth, and I know the amount of other artists that also comfortable in their life other than music, but they have the passion to represent in a musical way. And come on, is a platform that we are, I have to say, empty, because there's few names in the Tobago space that people would be hearing about, you know?
Yeah.
They go hear about the Garden Night when it comes to the soca. about to the reggae. They will hear about the Adana when come to the soca.
Right.
And it might just stay right there. And they've been playing with this 1-2 game for years.
Yeah.
And everybody else from Trinidad will come to Tobago and take 90% of the funds, go back to Trinidad. Me, I just saying, time for this to change, time for we to develop with people, give them the opportunity, let them better themselves. If the people them don't like, they go find somebody else coming up. Let me try something, people.
Yeah. And you know, Carnival is coming up, or October Carnival is coming up, and we're behind you. We're hoping to see you Carnival love.
Yes.
Actually loving that vibe. And you guys are going to be privileged to hear Simba perform for us today. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
You know, thank you for talking with me.
Yes.
I had a wonderful time with you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
And that was Brunch, guys. Brunch at Taste of Tobago Friday. It's Friday on the island of Tobago and in the world. And we are privileged that you were here with us. Join us on Monday. We will be back and ready to go. Remember, you are viewing Brunch at Taste of Tobago. We are part of the team that makes it happen on Tobago Updates Network and television. All right, so see you guys on Monday. From our family to yours, we wish you peace, love, and light. Have a blessed weekend. See you guys Monday.
But this place so boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
Inner Health, number 13B, Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience, offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Are you flood ready?
Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement, and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
Good morning. Put a smile on your...
Our national borders, our first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. If it does not look right, do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
Never ever worry, don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry, if you're nice can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you.
Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Never ever worry, don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry, if your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you.
Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Rest assured helped me to cope with the unexpected, provides financial help for final expenses. Rest assured, the affordable financial comfort plan. Tatil Life, guaranteed protection.
You know. When the morning comes, we must go raise. Put your hands up if you feel okay. Girl, I want on the big truck in the Juve. Come see how we celebrate in the ante. Girl, I want you here to stay. I'ma be there till the end of your days. Feel the music pumping through my face. Carnival never miss me yet, 'cause I'm always there. Girl, I want you here to stay. I'ma be there till the end of your days. Feel the music pumping through my face. Carnival never miss me yet, 'cause I'm always there. When we leave the fete, we soaking wet. Mash up the place with intention, with no regrets. Stay by my side, later we in the muddy's life. Cancel your flight, 'cause you're not going home no time. Girl, I want you here to stay. I'ma be there till the end of your days. Feel the music pumping through my veins. Carnival never miss me yet, 'cause I'm always there. Girl, I want you here to stay. I'ma be there till the end of your days. Feel the music pumping through my face.